It's a Tuesday on a transfer window, which can only mean one thing, gang. It's the deal sheet on The Athletic, which hopefully can inform us fans what the ruddy heck is going on with Chelsea Football Club in the footballing transfer market. So, hey, how's it going? Welcome on back to Football Therapy with me. I might just sit back and chill a little bit. Can I recline this chair? I'm not sure I can. Okay, now's not the time to try this, but welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host Jan. I do hope you're doing well, mate. I really do hope that, as always, and welcome back to Chelsea News, of course, the daily series here on this channel where I reflect on what's being said about Chelsea, giving you my thoughts, feelings, and opinions on it, but more importantly, as always, asking for yours. Yes, today I will do a little bit on Luiz, apparently preferring to return to Aston Villa than come to Chelsea. We can start with that, maybe. And then we'll talk about what's happening on the deal sheet. Of course, tomorrow is a big, fat, juicy one in the Champions League. The final match week of, or game week, whatever you want to call it, of the league phase. Every single team playing at the same time, like the last day of the Premier League season. How exciting. Now, I'm not sick for once, but I'm a little bit delicate, because I may have indulged in a few jars last night. But fear not, dear viewer/listener, I am sharp enough between the ears to deliver you the content and hopefully give you my thoughts along the way. So, welcome on back as always. Everybody's welcome. You know, hop aboard the good ship Football Therapy. Thank you for liking and subscribing on the YouTube. It does help me out. Hop over to Spotify if you'd like to watch the video on there as well. If you're more a podcast platform guy, you can just search Football Therapy Podcast on said platforms and give me those 5-star ratings and follows. And yes, of course, if you're on YouTube, you should hit that sweet, sweet bell, baby, by popular demand. Sweet, sweet bell, baby, yeah. Juicy. Oi! Let's prepare this then. Ben Jacobs. Where's he at? Hello! Ben Jacobs on X. He spoke about Aston Villa are the latest club to explore a loan move for Douglas Luiz. Forest are prepared to let him return to Juventus to facilitate any deal. He's on loan from Juve. He used to be at Villa, and apparently now he's agreed to rejoin Aston Villa. On a loan. The deal is now being formalised. Douglas Luiz, we hardly knew ye. Now, some people like the idea of this, a bit of seniority, footballing experience, age, as well as Premier League experience and quality. A nice little bit of, cover to help us get over the line this season, whatever that line represents. Because we do have central midfield options, and that, includes 2 right-backs in Reece James and Gusto, but ultimately, with the long-term absences of both Dario Sugo and Romeo Lavia, bringing in a guy like that would have been potentially helpful. So, maybe a little bit frustrating. There's also, of course, we're chasing Fermín López, who is an attacking player. He's just extended with Barcelona. I think Maresca really wanted him. I'm just going to pause the recording to sip. Not a coffee, some sort of turmeric spiced drink, which I must say is delicious. Lovely stuff. Alright then, so we are going to hop into the transfer deal sheet of The Athletic now and try and learn some intel from those dorks at City Hall. Yeah, many of you have seen this. Deal sheets every Tuesday. Lots of stuff people looking at. Robertson and Strand Larsen, I do not care about either of them. Strand Larsen is a good striker. He's got to get out there, isn't he? But what we do is we go all the way down to the Chelsea segment. Right the way down. Oh, this might be exciting. What's this? How much every Premier League club spent and received in the January transfer window. Man City, unsurprisingly, spent the most. Probably, Gerhi and Semenyo. Spurs spent quite a lot. They made a little bit, because obviously they sold Brennan Johnson. That'll be that, won't it? West Ham bought a couple of players, didn't they? Where's Chelsea? Okay, oh, there we are. We spent $500,000. That's on that kid from Sheffield Wednesday. We made 2.1 million. Profit! I must say, this isn't the most high-octane, sexy stuff I've ever seen, especially for a club like Chelsea. But yeah, we are out here, fam. I believe the kids say active, fam. Where's Chelsea? Down past the Arsenal. Yucky. Ah, here we go. This is what we want to see. Chelsea. What happened this week? Well, let's find out. Chelsea triggered a break clause in Aaron Anselmino's season-long loan at Borussia Dortmund to bring him back to Stamford Bridge. The 20-year-old made only 10 appearances for the Bundesliga club and is part of a decision-making process over how the club want to add to their centre-back options for the second half of this campaign. Excuse me, I just quickly want to say on this, there was a lot of rumours circulating around that it's not... I heard some stuff. Is it Patrick Berger, the reporter, suggesting that it's not dead in the water, this recall? He's been recalled. He said his goodbyes. It looks like they're emotional posts, but there's been some sort of obviously I don't report on anything. I'm not a reporter. I'm not a source. I'm a content creator. I react. But there was some suggestion that they've only recalled him to apply pressure and run to sell us Jeremy Jacquet this January, and if they sell us to him to us rather, then Anselmino, the window's still back for him to return and complete the campaign with Borussia Dortmund. Now, I think this is almost certainly nonsense because that's a weird thing to do, firstly, and secondly, if we are to believe previously reports that I previously reacted to, then, you know, Liverpool and Bayern Munich are trying to sign Jacquet on pre-agreements like Chelsea, and because Run aren't going to let him go this January transfer window. So you might have to miss me with the foil hat thing about we're only doing it to apply pressure on Run, and if we get the deal over, he can go back to Dortmund and complete his loan. He is a highly rated player, but are we going to trust Anselmino to play? I mean, surely if you recall him, that's what you're doing. Because I know he was injured a lot at Dortmund, but when he did play, he looked really good and they really liked him. And him being on loan at Borussia Dortmund can only be described as an excellent loan destination. You know, Martin did well there. Michy Batshuayi did well there. Like, you know, it's a good developmental, it's big club, amazing atmosphere. You know, top 5 league, second biggest club in Germany. It is a great landing spot for a loanee, and he looked like he had the capacity to perform at a very high level there. So to bring him back, it must say we're going to play Aaron Anselmino at Chelsea under Rosenior. I mean, right? Well, keep it locked. We will follow that story and any and all developments. But yeah, I guess we're planning on playing him. Chelsea entered talks. Here we go. Here's the entering talks, thinking about it, theorizing about stuff. Chelsea entered talks with Juventus over acquiring Douglas Luiz on loan. The 27-year-old is currently on loan at Nottingham Forest, and of course Ben Jacobs has just broken minutes ago that he looks like he's set to go to Aston Villa. This, of course, I imagine was uploaded this morning by The Athletic. The club beat Manchester United to the 17-year-old left-back Yisalo Allow from Sheffield Wednesday. The initial cost of the transfer is under 1 million, but add-ons will take it. The final sum significantly past that. Yeah, great. We signed a 17-year-old fullback. I mean, obviously, it's the briefing to say, like, we beat Man United to try and make it sound exciting, but, you know, again, I'm sure he's great, but at the moment, because we've signed so many young players, it's difficult to get excited over certain individuals until you see them integrated and performing at a high level sort of thing. So why did Chelsea want to bring in Douglas Luiz? Chelsea want to add more depth to the position in midfield, especially with their current schedule of a game every 3 or 4 days. Of course, guys, if we don't beat Conte's Napoli tomorrow evening, we might have an extra 2 qualification games in the playoffs in the Champions League. By the way, there's a lot of beef going on in the media between Diego Costa and Antonio Conte. Costa went on Obi Mikel's podcast and was just, coating off Antonio Conte, like, said some bad stuff about him. Unsurprising, they didn't like each other. And then Conte's responded in a press conference saying, like, doesn't want to talk about stupid people, and Costa wanted to leave Chelsea 3 times when he was there and all this kind of stuff. It's literally 10 years ago now. Let it go, boys. Do you know what I mean? Let it go. Let it go. Neither of you employed by Chelsea anymore. Let it go. Let it go. Diego Costa wanted to transfer to Trainer and close the door. We signed Morata, and he was underwhelming. We should have signed Mitrovic. Or possibly Jimenez from Wolves. It has been a problem all season, the midfield, due to the ongoing injury issues suffered by Romeo Lavia and Dario Asugo. Lavia is back in training after being ruled out of the squad since November. He's made just 7 appearances this season. Wait, when did he even make those appearances? Do you know what I mean? I don't. 7 appearances. I don't think I've seen Romeo Lavia in 7 years, bro. That feels wild to me. He's made 7 appearances this season. He's never completed 90 minutes since joining in 2023, which is nothing short of chicken oriental. My giddy aunt, she's off her nut. She's on the ceiling. Asugo is yet to play in the whole of 26-25. Another mental statistic for you there, friends. He arrived in the summer from Sporting Club de Portugal. Although the deal was agreed in March, he's featured in the Club World Cup. He had surgery on his thigh. Of course, he got an injury with the national team. He's been named on the couple of benches. He's been named on the bench a couple of times in January, but he's since been ruled out for another month. Because he slipped in training. Didn't Lavia slip as well? It's so embarrassing when someone slips in training and rules them out. How? What are we doing? No wonder we've hired like a specialist medical team to just save us. Luiz being targeted due to his Premier League experience. Of course, the aforementioned playing for Villa and Forest. He's also represented both clubs as well as Juventus in European competition. The 27-year-old is a good system fit because he can operate as a number 6, with Rosenior preferring to have 2 men in that role. Oh yeah, you can also forget about that because he is almost certainly going to Aston Villa. Okay. What positions players are we looking at then? So here we go. Let's open the carton of juice and glug it down. A defender, a midfielder, and an attacking player are on Chelsea's wish list for 2026. And if some... this recurring briefing is making my head numb. Can be acquired in January rather than the summer. The club will bring these plans forward. Newsflash! There's a few days left in the transfer window. And we seem no closer to buying players or selling Tyrique George, Raheem Sterling, Axel Disasi, and others, potentially. Négociations avec Rouen continuaient avec pour le 21 joueur Jérémy Jacquet. Yeah, we're continuing to try and get that deal over the line. But they are now more geared towards getting a deal done with the view of him joining in the summer. As highlighted last week, head coach Habib Bia does not want to sell him amid their push for a Champions League place. Yeah, I dig it. It's kind of like a Glasner with Gerhi last summer, or I don't know, whatever. Players, essentially coaches wanting to keep their players helping them potentially reach targets. This is why Chelsea brought back Aaron Anselmino. They also have the option to trigger the trait clause. I can't speak English. Trigger. Hold on, breathe. Deep breath. And release. They also have the option to trigger a break clause in Mamadou Sarr's loan at Strasbourg. I've been pretty consistent on this, gang. If we do this, I think there'll be riots in Strasbourg. There's already a lot of anti-Blueco protests. Manuel Omega's joining us. We just took their manager. If we take Mamadou Sarr after, he's won the AFCON, we're just going to rip him out of your team as well. I think there might be, fires. Chelsea have a contingency plan should Luiz not progress. Well, what's that? Because I think that's very much the case. Drum roll, please. While the creative forward role has been under discussion in the last window, when they opted against purchasing Xavi Simons, who ended up at Tottenham instead. Yeah, I mean, by the way, we look like we dodged a bullet with that. To be fair, where's this contingency plan? Chelsea have a contingency plan should Luiz not progress. Oh, comma, next sentence. Okay, so if that doesn't happen, we're gonna do something else. Okay, so what's that then, guys? Ornstein, Simon Johnson, Liam Twomey, Keris Jones, all the Athletic journalists. What is said contingency plan? Find out next week, I suppose, when the transfer window is closed, and what we nearly did. Like, we called up Semenyo. We thought about other Douglas Luiz. We considered this man. And we signed none. So who could be leaving? Well, yeah, aforementioned players will probably come up again here. There was a lot of talk about whether Axel Disasi was going to get a fresh chance at Chelsea after joining training ahead of the Paphos game. Nothing has changed. Right. The plan is still to offload the France international. A permanent departure is preferred, but a loan is possible too. He has interest from clubs in England, Italia, and France. To be fair, yeah. I think they like his attitude and how he's behaved, so they're probably trying to help him out a little bit here. I think Chelsea and Axel Disasi. Winger Tyrique George is expected to be sold and is going to make a decision where he goes this week. All right, so big news. This is potentially genuinely a bit of meat on this, bone that has been absolutely withered down. This week, he's making a decision, so he's probably having meetings. Teams in England, Spain, Portugal, and Germany are all interested in 19-year-old. Yeah, I mean, Tyrique George is a good player, good experience, club, conference, club, blah, 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 blah. Multiple trophy-winning teenage versatile attacker. Scores for England under 21s. I can understand why he's got some suitors and potential destinations. Goalkeeper Philip Jorgensen is wanted by a club in England. Ooh. I wonder who that is. Who's got bad goalkeepers in England that would want Jorgensen? Germany and Turkey. But Chelsea do not want to weaken that department, especially as they have little time to find a replacement. Yeah, it's tough. Jorgensen, Jorgensen, I'm happy to let you go, my friend, my brother. But maybe you just got to hang around for a little bit. I saw you do 2 good performances recently, or serviceable ones, and that means just stay as a second choice, and then we can let you free in the summer. Let's take a deep breath for the Raheem Sterling segment. Rosenior revealed last week that talks have taken place with Raheem Sterling over finding a resolution for his situation. I bet that conversations and talks that took place resolved absolutely nothing. Yeah, I can't imagine we've got a solution, an imminent solution for Sterling. Despite Rosenior suggesting something might become clearer in the next few days, might being the word there, there's yet to be a major development. Oh my god, shock horror! We haven't found any developments or progress over selling a player that's, with the greatest of respects, washed. That's on 300k a week. That doesn't want to leave London. I'm so surprised we haven't solved this Rubik's Cube of a transfer situation through a couple of talks. Sterling, whose contract expires next year, prefers a permanent departure. Okay. Mental. Defender Joshua Chiampong, who's been linked with moves away at Stamford Bridge, however, has been ruled out for a sale and he's expected to stay. Yeah, the constant recurring briefing for young teen. Is he 20 now? I think he's just turned 20. Very, very young player, Joshua Chiampong. Versatile defender. Can play along the back four. In defensive midfield. He is really good. Bayern Munich are genuinely very interested in him. Chelsea don't want to sell him and they want to keep him, which, yeah, I must say I totally agree, endorse and sign off on. Chelsea still looking to offload striker David Datro Fofana following his recall from Fatih Karagümrük. I'm never going to learn that name because, frankly, I don't think I'll ever need to again. It's a Turkish side. while the management of other loans remains a subject of discussion. For example, mes amis, Kendry Pires is being lined up for a move away from Strasbourg after being consistently left out of the starting 11 in recent months. Yeah, man, Kendry Pires is supposed to be this baller. That's what we were, The briefing was, Chelsea have somehow landed both Steva Willian and Kendry Pires, two of the best, or the two best South American talents, teenagers available. Chelsea have bagged both. How have they done that? What, the future is so bright for Chelsea. Oh my God, we're so lucky. We're so happy. Viva Brazil and Ecuador. Is he Ecuadorian? I think he is. Oh my God. Kendry Pires. I've not been thinking. Yeah, he's Ecuadorian. Of course, also an 18-year-old, an attacking midfielder, but not like, he's a bit of a potentially like a party kid, which could be problematic. I don't know if that's why he's being left out of the Chelsea teams. But alas, he has been, so we'll see what happens there. Gang, there will be developments, trust me. There will be stories. There will be stuff being said in the dying embers of this January transfer window. So do keep it locked to Football Therapy, and I will bring you all the news as and when it develops. So make sure you've liked and subscribed and hit that sweet, sweet bell, baby, on YouTube, Spotify, follow in 5-star. Actually, I'm going to tell you now, football, if I just Google, I'm going to Google something, Football Therapy Podcast, and there it is on Spotify, and I've got 685 5-star reviews. The average is 5 stars, not even 4.9, 685. You guys rock. If we get that to 1,000, I'll be gassed. Alright, man. Sweet. Take care of yourselves. Of course, keep it locked. I'll be back very soon. Peace.